like, what's the biggest misconception that you see when people are trying to hire you?
I think there's a couple different misconceptions. I think one is that if they hire any civilian attorney, they're going to get some great result. Where some magical, mythical beings, you hire a civilian attorney, they're going to win. The reality is a lot of civilian attorneys, you're throwing your money away. And so, you know, there are a lot of times where you are much better off with a military lawyer than a brand new civilian attorney who, you know, is trying to get as many cases as they can because they don't have enough business and they have to lower their fees to make really low fees. Next thing you know, they have 3 times as many cases as the military attorney, and they end up doing a worse job. And so just because you hire civilian counsel doesn't mean you're any better off. It's hiring the right individual. And that's the first piece. Make sure you're really diligent about who you retain as your attorney and make sure they're the right fit. You have to know about them, and it has to be the right fit. The other misconceptions, people sometimes are like, well, why does it cost so much? I think that sometimes I get that. Other people don't wonder like, well, my God, that's kind of what I figured it'd be. Other people are like, oh my God, how can it be X amount of dollars? And it just having people understand it's not just the experience. There's a monumental time factor that goes into this, you know, in terms of reading these case files, digesting them, understanding them, interviewing witnesses. And that's just the baseline stuff. Every lawyer is going to do that. And taking the hours that, you know, that little inspiration and a lot of perspiration and building out these storyboards and putting these cases together. And then I love to take cases in Asia. I mean, that's kind of what I'm known for in a lot of ways. I take cases all over the world, but I love Korea and Okinawa, mainland Japan cases. So now we're flying, you know, last week I flew, you know, I think 40, 50 hours for one motions hearing.
Yeah.
And why did I do that? Because it was important for me to be there because we had to win that motions hearing in order to have a better chance at trial. And so all of this stuff is just a monumental time commitment. And so you have to have an attorney that charges. I have to charge appropriately. Number one, to compensate my time, my expertise. That's one thing. But the second thing is, you know, if you have an attorney that's charging a super low fee, you have to wonder about that. You know, why are they charging such a low fee? And does that mean they have 40 clients? If everyone else is charging 30,000 and they're charging 5, why is that?
Yeah.
You know, just why is that? And so price matters. You obviously don't want to be gouged, and you want to know, you want to get a fair value. And I always believe I give exceptionally fair value for what I think we should charge, frankly, a lot more. It's just a point where service members just can't afford it at some point in time. But you always have to wonder about that. And, you know, if you have a civilian attorney that has 10 times more clients than a military attorney, are you really even better off? And so the CDC or the Civilian Defense Council is not the magic end all be all to win every case. There are a lot of people who are out there that don't know what the hell they're doing, or aren't very good at it, or just don't care enough, or trying to make a quick buck. And you've got to be very, very careful of that.